Well, you mentioned Cody.
Whoa!
And we had our WrestleMania 40 press conference Thursday night. So let's get Tony's nitpicking out of the way first. Go ahead.
All right.
Bloodline.
So, and I think we talked about it when we were fucking squadding up doing some Fortnite action. By the way, fucking Matt pulled one out of the fucking fire yesterday, and we got a victory royale because of his fucking quick thinking and his last elimination.
Attaboy.
Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing.
What is a victory royale?
That's when you win, bro. You're the last team
royale.
standing.
With cheese.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Lots of cheese on that fucking clam. Here's the one thing that I don't like. They didn't explain why Cody had this change of heart or why he was allowed to have this change of heart. Because Friday on SmackDown, he was like, I'm going to finish my story, but not at WrestleMania. And then he came out on Thursday and he said, fuck that, I'm finishing my story. But it would have been nice to have a little something to connect the dots there. Don't get me wrong. Right result. I just wish that the story was better, to figure that shit out.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, until you put pen to paper or like the event passes, then I guess you could technically get away with that. Like, unless they do like a segment with a contract signing or like with either Cody or The Rock. So if Cody said no and then they did a contract signing with The Rock and Roman, then Cody's shit out of luck. But until they do that, or if they did that, like, then I guess Cody still has every option to make his call.
But on top of that, too, on Friday on SmackDown, they started off with Triple H and Aldis and Pierce in the ring. And Triple H, in no uncertain terms, said, like, no, it doesn't matter what anybody else wants. This is what we're doing. Cody's got his shot, and that was it. Done. But it would have been nice to have Cody say, like, I was bamboozled, I was hornswoggled. You think you're gonna fuck with me? I won the Royal Rumble. I still have that right, and I'm cashing in. Something like that. Just give me a little something, a little something.
I think they're reacting in real time to something that may have either been a mistake or something. Maybe they're just fucking with us this entire time, and it was just a way to go. We really done, and I think that because they were reacting so fast, if they really were going to go with Rock, Roman, and then had to pivot back to Cody, I mean, I feel like they had to do it this way.
They were a bunch of bitches too. They were talking shit about Dusty and his family, and then he was like, they would be embarrassed. They were like, oh shit, you're talking about my family now? And first of all, their fucking grandfathers aren't even related. Did you read that family tree a little bit? Like, I'm picking nits now, but fuck them. Oh,
yeah.
Like, they're blood brothers. No, they're not. They're not even fucking related. And then they snuck Jimmy Snuka up there, a fucking murderer, by the way. And then they snuck Jacob Fatu and Lance Anoa'i in there. They were doing a lot of weird shit with this fucking tree that nobody talked about, which makes me wonder, are they trying to fucking, hey, Jacob, Jacob. Jesus.
Jacob, yes.
Yeah.
Jacob. Hey, man, why don't you fucking come in, like maybe trying to get him to be part of this shit. But I do like the fact that they were taking things seriously. Seth Rollins was shit on way too much, and he was like, fuck this, like standing up, manning up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't afraid. Like, I get it. You can't have a fucking all-out brawl at this thing, but when Cody got slapped, Seth was right up there too. He was like, who the fuck do you think you're... And like, not so much all the cursing, but it was peppered in there enough where it like made it feel like, oh shit, this is fucking serious shit going on right here,
Yeah,
and
so
CM Punk, by the way, in the background going, if somebody fucking hit me, I'd punch him in the face. And you see The Rock behind him looking up going, what the fuck did he say? Fucking loved it. And Punk's going, he's doubling down. He's going, he's management. And management put their hands on him. I would have punched him in the face. God damn, CM Punk is fucking great.
Matthew Birch, my main issue with the press event was how they constantly went out of their way to bury Seth Rollins in the World Heavyweight title by Roman constantly calling it the loser bracket championship.
Which makes me wonder if going into WrestleMania Night 2 for this main event, that even though Seth Rollins is not a Cody Rhodes fan, he might come out and fucking back him up. And when Cody wins that title, we get that fucking WrestleMania 40 moment with the two of them in the ring together. Because Seth is coming out of this. He started like looking like second rate, but he was manning up and standing up at this thing, and I think it comes full circle for him, where hopefully he beats fucking what's his nuts, because he's gonna wind up fighting Claymore. That's the way that's looking. So hopefully he beats Claymore and we get that moment. If he doesn't, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Let me ask you guys this. Do we think, as KJG said before, do we think, right, this was always the plan, or do you think that they pivoted away from Cody because of the Vince sex trafficking allegations, and then they pivoted again because of the vitriol, the hate for The Rock?
The second part is true. The first part, I think they pivoted because of The Rock. I think The Rock probably felt that, him injecting himself into the main event would have gotten more eyes on the product and making things like more, mainstream happy. Oh, The Rock, he's back in wrestling and he's challenging for the world championship. That's what I think the thought process was for the first part. Second part, complete 100% pivot. 100%.
So I'm like 50-50 torn on this, only because, yes, I do agree with what Tony just said, that Rock coming back, apparently that was in his contract. He has to be in a high-profile match at WrestleMania or something like that. And he put himself, I do believe that he put himself in this match. But the other half of me says, listen, Triple H is smart. The Rock is smart. Roman is smart. Paul Heyman is smart. All these guys are smart. Cody's smart. So, like, I definitely see that possibility that they were totally going to swerve. I think they're gonna get swerved every week from now until WrestleMania, like in a more constructive way. Like, if it was me, I would put Rock against Rollins at Mania now. Like, you call this if they didn't turn him heel, which they did. So if you were gonna keep Rock a babyface, I would have been like, you call this like the loser championship, the second tier bracket. How about I win it and then I fucking hold it up over my head, and so you call it like a second tier championship now, and then eventually get the Roman down the line. But they had no choice but to turn him heel, unless it was the plan the whole time.
The only thing I'll disagree with you on is right now Drew McIntyre is doing amazing things on Raw. The way he talks to Cody, saying, "Good on you, Cody. You listened to me. You got your shot. Good for you. Now I'm going to elevate that world championship because Seth Rollins is a douche."
So just because we talked about, part of the story is that like Cody Rhodes' whole thing to tease him and Seth Rollins is that Cody Rhodes beat him, right, or something like that 3 times. I don't see Drew McIntyre main eventing night 1 of WrestleMania. I don't. I just.
I do.
I'm also that's fine. Agree to disagree on that. I don't see Drew McIntyre as a WrestleMania main eventer, even though it already has been. Just don't see it. If they add more people to the match, if they can like get Sami Zayn there and make it like I know we hate Fatal 4-Ways, but I think you need to make night 1 main event like something more than just Seth and Drew McIntyre. I'm not buying Drew. I'm just not.
Oh, Drew's doing amazing work right now, though. Amazing work. When he's saying he prayed and his prayers were answered, and CM Punk was fun. It's all been great. When he's talking shit, he's like, "Hey, good for you, Cody. You did the right thing." I was like, "Fucking A, dude." Oh, what a douche! And he comes out with his fucking skirt on and everything.
So yeah. So like, I don't know if it's because of how when he had his top moments, it was because we were all shut down and it was the pandemic, and Vince McMahon was still in charge of the book. So like, I don't know if that kind of detracted me from him. And I thought like when he came back, I couldn't be more happy when he came back to WWE. But it was just a weird time when he was at his peak, and they were trying. I'd rather have Bobby Lashley in the spot, to be honest with you.
Terrible.
Matt will challenge Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania.
Hey, can I ask an aside question real quick? It got me thinking now that we're talking about Drew having his moment during the pandemic, right? Did any of the WWE video games ever have like a Thunderdome mode where instead of like an audience, it was screens?
I feel like we should be asking you that question.
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm not 100%, but I could almost swear that I saw
Yeah,
it.
I don't know why. Just something popped into my head because, like, thinking back, realize this: COVID started all right, marking out got me. Yes, beautiful. That shit was 4 years ago already. 4 fucking
crazy,
years ago, we were in like empty arenas, and we were in like Daly's place, and we were having mystical, magical fucking Hardy Boys in Stadium Stampede matches, and the Undertaker having his last ride with AJ. Like, that was 4 years ago already.
Dude, I went to New York City for the first time in like 5 years last night. Or
You
Saturday.
see a lot of vagrants and people like that hanging around.
Nah,
It's fucking bad, dude. It was we went over the summer. It was bad.
No, it
I
wasn't
want to hit.
terrible.
I want to hit some comments, and I want to hear HK's thoughts on the Rock
Rhodey.
Roman Cody
Rhodey.
situation.
Rhodey.
Mike Peterson, Drew is probably the most over guy right now in the E. Marking out, Rock versus Roman is definitely a huge match, and is the match we've all wanted to see for years. But we spent 2 years waiting for Cody, being invested in Cody.
Yep.
MB, I don't think there's a chance Seth walks out of Mania as champion. McIntyre has been too good lately, and the title needs a change of direction and a strong heel champion to better establish it. Scott George, if I were Cody, I'd go after the Rock and Roman too, had he not been getting held back by Papa H.
Yeah, it was during the press conference.
Points.
Oops, sorry. HK,
Yes.
you were in Mexico, but upon your return to the States, did you let it simmer? Did you marinate in it for a little while?
I marinated a
Did
little
you-
bit for a little bit. You know,
All right.
I actually very much enjoyed the press conference, the interaction between Rock, Cody, Roman. I thought they did a fantastic job. The switch or the change, however you want to put it, I'm okay with. We're gonna get to a spot where I think we all want to be, and that's Cody and Roman at Mania. So I'm okay with it. As far as Drew goes and Seth goes, I think Drew is doing some of his best work, if not his best work that he's ever done right now. With that being said, I kind of agree with Megatron there. I think that he's, maybe still not. I lost double T. I still don't know if he is the that Mania main event. I don't know if I see him there. And that's likely just because when he did have it was during, COVID and the empty arena and all that. If there was a time for him to be in that spot, I would think right now would be it because of his current work. The flip side of that is that everything that I read is that his contract is up shortly after Mania. I don't know if there's been an extension or anything like that signed, or if he's worked a new deal. But if his contract is in fact up after Mania, then I mean, what are they going to do with him?
Yeah, but if Seth is hurt and you need to take the belt off of him, and maybe that's a thank you to Drew for being the champion during the pandemic and not getting that as we say, the WrestleMania moment because he didn't win it in front of anybody. I mean, could you imagine the night after Mania if Sami Zayn beats fucking Drew McIntyre for that title?
That'll be beautiful.
And Drew's out of the company, because his contract's expired?
I would do that anyway.
Is Sami Zayn as over as he was last year?
No,
That's a problem then.
It's not his fault.
he could still get there.
Yeah, but you got to build him back up. You got two. Well, when is Mania? It's like early.
It's April.
Oh, so they got a
yeah,
month and a
April
half
7th,
yet.
April 6th, April 7th. Well, both
Yeah,
probably. I think it's
April
April
6th,
6th and April 7th.
Yeah.
I would do it anyway. Or Damian Priest is still in the woods too, but he has still money in the bank. He has a full calendar year to cash in. But so here we go. I would 100% do what Tony said and have Sami Zayn beat Drew McIntyre the night after on that Raw if Drew
I said
McIntyre wins. Who said that?
I didn't say that.
Take it, run with it.
No, I don't want that. I don't want Sami Zayn to win.
Someone said it.
I would put Gunther or an outside shot Braun Breaker.
Ooh,
You want to fucking make that dude?
Ooh. Not bad. Not bad.
He got the fucking Brock Lesnar spot in the Rumble. Why
You know
not?
what? I kind of forgot that Priest still has that Money in the Bank situation, so it
Dude,
wouldn't be
it's
bad for him to
insane
walk
how many top
down.
guys they have.
Yeah,
It's insane.
yeah.
Yeah, they're in a good spot right now, WWE. They got a lot of guys clamoring for those top spots.
Would you? So what we're hearing now, still 2 months out. The proposed idea is Rhodes and Rollins against Rock and Roman night 1,
No,
Rock and Cody night 2.
no. Wait, Rockin'
Rockin' Cody?
Rockin' Cody?
Cody and Roman. Sorry.
No, you can't do that shit. You can't do that shit. That's stupidity. That's like putting fucking your Ring of Honor tag team champions in the opening match and then one of them defending the world title at the. Wait a minute. That's a fucking terrible idea. Es muy terrible. Senor Money in the Banco agrees.
I do.
Dinero en la banca.
I did like the press conference too. I thought they did. Again, there's still like a lot of holes, as Tony pointed out. Cody saying he wanted to do it on SmackDown, and then now he wants it at Mania, and them making Seth look goofy. But I think this kind of rights the ship, and it's like, Rock and Roman can have beef with each other, but then when you talk about their family, well, you don't have the right to do that. They can talk about each other, but you can't. So
Yeah, but they fucking talk shit about Dusty Rhodes, so fuck them both.
No, it's good. It's a pivot I don't think we saw coming, and I like the image of Roman, Paul Heyman, and The Rock walking down an aisle, the corridor there after the press conference from behind is amazing. Yep. The Rock telling Triple H to fucking fix it. If he talks shit again, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him.
Fuck him too.
But that's
no, it was good shit. You're 100%
it's
right.
good shit. It gives it a real fucking vibe. Fucking The Rock going on the Pat McAfee show and being like, "Oh, the Cody crybaby's dad come outside, never catches me." Oh, what like just straight up being a fucking pompous asshole heel, and then they're gonna be on SmackDown this Friday night. Like I think the road to WrestleMania will be a lot of fun with this stuff. It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
It's already been fun. Like Mania could be next weekend, and I am fully invested.
It could be next year. I mean, it will be next year, but it could be next year, and I will watch every show until like that happens. But going back to your point about having them wrestle, I would treat all of my top guys right now with mittens, with like kid gloves, because I do not want to risk someone getting hurt and
100%.
totally effing up the plan. Because you saw that with Cody a couple years ago. I really don't like the idea of people wrestling twice in the same weekend. I know it's wrestling. I know it's been done for years, but on this biggest scale, when you've had this much invested in your story, I would treat them with kid gloves from now until Mania. Like that's just my thing. And then Mania, maybe I guess you can have one of them work twice, but like what if someone gets hurt the first night and then the second night is fucking blown to smithereens?
Yeah.
At the same time, you can't necessarily you can't operate with that. I mean, somebody could
get it.
Somebody can fucking blow a knee or break a goddamn arm in the first 30 seconds of the match and it's toast.
Right.
So you can't really operate that. I mean, I understand what you're saying for sure. Kid gloves and all that, but you can't fully operate like that. They're not going to work because we can't risk losing them.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to do everything you possibly could to WrestleMania is already sold out.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I agree with KJG. I just would not put them in stupidity. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't put them in a fucking tag match or some other nonsense the first night of WrestleMania.
Ooh.
I wouldn't have them doing like 20-minute fucking matches or anything on Raw or SmackDown or anything like that.
I think MB makes a nice point here. I think they could be setting up potential Cody and Seth versus Roman and Rock for Backlash after Mania because Backlash is in France. Suck on that big etui. Yeah, I think that you could be doing that. I like that idea too.
Can you stretch that to SummerSlam?
Scott George Russell says Rock couldn't walk on to the stage without being blown up. How's he going to wrestle a singles match?
Yeah, he had a hard time doing that head of the table promo a couple of weeks back.
He'll be
the tag
fine.
match makes no sense for Rock, obviously. But yeah, I would just be so nervous having them wrestle both nights.